Today we're talking from Ben Holladay Distillery, their Missouri straight bourbon whiskey, Rickhouse Proof. We're going to talk about that today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me today. So quickly, this has become a brand for me that has really gained some traction, I think, over the past maybe year or so. And what it is that Ben Holladay has done with all their transparency and especially the whiskeys that they're putting out is fantastic. And we're going to talk a little bit about what the Ben Holladay Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey Rickhouse Proof has to offer for you guys today. So this is coming in at 120.1 proof. Mash bill on this, 73% corn, 15% rye, 12% malted barley. It is age stated as 6 years old, and the MSRP on this is coming in at right around $70. I had talked about the soft red wheat Rickhouse Proof that they did. Absolutely love that. So if you want to check that out, I'll have a link in the description below on that one. But really wanted to dive into this. All right, so we'll show you the color on this, kind of give you an idea of some of the oils on the glass. So as you can see, kind of a beautiful, kind of light, medium mahogany type of color on that. Moving the whiskey around again. Nice oil so far on that. Again, 120.1 proof, really nice proof, non-chill filtered. So overall, beautiful looking whiskey. Love the oils on the glass. So let's check out the nose on this whiskey. So immediately you're hit with this beautiful baking spice note. Really nice cinnamons, kind of like some nutmeg, maybe even a little hint of like a clove. Beautiful sweet rich oak on this one. Kind of almost coming across as a little bit of a Rickhouse type of oak. There's also a little bit of a Cracker Jacks effect on this. Slight nuttiness, nice kind of caramel, almost feels like a salted caramel that's there. So you're getting hit with the sweet from the caramel, a little bit of that kind of roastedness from the peanuts, and maybe some of the salt that's there as well. Really nice combo on this. All right, more importantly, we're gonna see what this one tastes like. Cheers. Wow, so immediately on the palate, you're hit with this really nice wave of spice, caramel, and butterscotch. And the butterscotch wasn't necessarily something I was picking up on the nose, but was there like immediately on the palate. Yeah, there's just this overall incredible spice factor. It feels very, pun intended, holiday-ish, meaning that seasonal type of candle that you might, smell, something along those lines, but it's very intense with the spice factor that's there, something I really truly enjoy in a whiskey. A really nice amount of oak on this. There's a little bit of that Rickhouse-ish kind of feel to it, where you're kind of picking up what the scent would be if you were standing in a Rickhouse. So there's that kind of sweet, rich oak presence to it. Some nice kind of like black pepper, maybe a little bit of like a white pepper, not overly intense on the pepper wise. Nice oak, nice spice. Again, a lot of that caramel, butterscotch, spice, kind of even going back to the nose where I had mentioned like a Cracker Jacks. There's something that's kind of coming out in it that's reminding me of like what that would be. Also, something I'm getting with this is it's kind of a combo of both like a green fruit and what a dark fruit would be. So you're getting a little bit of the, I would say, the brightness or a tartness from like a green fruit or like maybe like the skin of a grape, something that has a slight amount of like tartness to it, all while having a little bit of the richness and complexity of like what a dark fruit would be. So it's an interesting combo there. So it just, and that's not always something I get with that kind of quick combo of those two. It's something that's really standing out for me on this one. Now, I had mentioned on the nose, getting a little bit of this chocolate. This is kind of on the palate coming across as more of a fudge that's there. Little bit of a maybe kind of combo brown sugar note. As you sip on this a little bit more, it starts to feel a little thicker, a little richer, a little more like decadent, all still while having that nice spice factor that's there. Great oak that's on it. So it's balancing really well between kind of almost a sweet and savory type of feel to it. One other thing that I didn't mention before was how kind of creamy mouth coating that it is. So the texture of the whiskey is really nice as well. That proof is showing up at 120.1 proof. That is kind of spot on with this. But again, overall, the balance that this has, just all of those different flavor profiles are working really, really well. And again, one of the interesting things about what it is that Ben Holladay does is they've got this kind of tier system within the rick. So they're giving you on the bottle percentages of barrels coming from each floor within a particular rick. So every time they release one of these, you should theoretically maybe get some subtle differences that are there. So maybe you're going to get something at one time from higher floors, maybe at other times you'll get more percentages of lower floors. So they're blending these things to create what it is that they want within these batches. So it's something I kind of applaud Ben Holladay for, is kind of being very, very transparent and really involving you or us as the consumer, knowing what this blend is truly about. So overall, I love this whiskey. I love the fact that it's got the sweet and the savory part of it. So it allows for the finish to feel nice and long, allows all of those nice kind of baking spices, oak, the sweetness, the caramels, the chocolates, a little bit of that fudge kind of note, all to work really, really well. What they've done with this batch has made this a really nice buy at that $70 price point. I think for what it is that you're getting, it's a really nice bourbon overall, and would highly recommend, if you do see this, whether it's in your local store or online, don't hesitate to pick this up. I think you'll truly, truly enjoy the Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey Rickhouse Proof from Ben Holladay. Really appreciate all of the support. So I want to say thank you to all of you for that. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. With that being said, thank you guys again for tuning in. Remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.
Where I come from, there ain't no strangers. Other side of town, still my neighbor, no minding your business. Every crime's got a witness. The good old boys are causing a scene. Gossip girls like spilling the